So what is the articulation point for the letter ha? Ha is a letter that comes from the middle of the throat. It comes from the same articulation point as ayn. Okay. Now the issue we have with ha is that a lot of people mix it up with the letter ha. Okay. Ha and ha are two different letters. Even though they sound similar, they are two different letters. Ha, as we mentioned, comes from the middle of the throat, whereas ha comes from the bottom of the throat. Now the way to differentiate this ha is if you put your hands in front of your mouth, you should feel the air, and it should be very airy on your hands. Okay, a lot of air should be on your hands. Ha, ha. Okay, whereas ha is very empty and hollow. Ha, ha. Okay, ha. This is the closest thing we have to a H. Ha, ha. Yeah, at the bottom of the throat. Another way to test your letter ha is by putting your fingers in the middle of your throat here, just by where your Adam's apple is, and trying to pronounce the letter ha. If you find difficulty, if you're pushing here and you can't pronounce the letter ha, that means you have the correct articulation point. However, if you're pushing here and you're still pronouncing the letter ha, then this means you're not pronouncing the letter correctly. Let's look at some examples in the Quran, inshallah, to strengthen this articulation point. So firstly, we have an example of the letter ha with a sukoon on top of it. So here it says ahsan, ahsanu, ahsanu. If we look at this second example here, we have the letter ha with fatha, wal hayata, wal hayata, wal hayata. Now this example, we have the letter ha with the kasra under it, musbihin, heen, heen. And lastly, we have the letter ha with a dhamm on top of it, husuma, husuma, husuma.